Welcome to the Parent Cafe Classroom, where parents get strategies for helping their children learn to read and read to learn, essentially learning how to tutor their children. If your child is currently in an elementary or middle school and is struggling with reading, this classroom is just for you. If your child merely needs support and you are using our Parents as Tutors series, this is just for you. If you are interested in preparing your child for kindergarten readiness, this class is definitely for you. Parents who use our Parent Cafe Classroom along with our Parents as Tutors series are finding that their children are experiencing improved fluency and a higher level of comprehension. English language learners are also finding our classroom to be beneficial. Come join us in the Parent Cafe Classroom and learn how to be your child's tutor.
Welcome to another session of Parent Cafe. Parents, if this is your first video from Parents as Tutors, the first video that you're watching, I encourage you to subscribe and to look at all the other videos. Well, again, welcome. We're sponsored by ParentsAsTutors.com and Appeal Inc., which is the nonprofit wing of Parents as Tutors. Now, parents, I'm sure you're hearing many times, your child is not reading on grade level, which means that your child is not comprehending text that's expected at that grade level. But I'll explain that to you even more. But I'm quite sure, based on what I'm hearing from parents, that a lot of parents are confused. What do you mean when you say my child is not reading on grade level or above grade level? Okay, let's talk about the books that you're purchasing. I've been encouraging parents to purchase more nonfiction books, and I know that parents purchase a lot of narratives. So, if your child is not reading on grade level, it could be that the books that you're purchasing are below grade level. So, your child might be in a third grade class and you're buying a kindergarten level book for your child to read. It means that the book is not complex enough. What do we mean by complex? Let's look over here. Complex text, what does it mean? It means that the sentences in the book are much longer. The more complex the text, the longer the sentences, the more words are introduced to your child. So, for example, if you were to pick up a Cinderella book that had 4 words per sentence for your third grade child, that's not complex enough. That's very limiting. But there are Cinderella books that have more words per sentences. Okay, let's look here. We've been talking about nonfiction, which are mainly informational texts, and fiction, mainly narratives, stories, and so on. If your child's books, pick up those books and look at the books your child has. If your child's book is 12 to 14 words per sentence, that's pretty good. So if your child is reading less than 8 to 10 words per sentence, you might need to step it up a bit if your child is in, say, first, second, third grade going up. Same thing here for informational text, sentence length. We're moving our children from 9 to 11 words per sentence books to 13 to 16 words per sentence books. So that's what helps to make the text more complex. Let's look over here. Most books start out with a main idea and the supporting details. The dog ran across the street and bit the other dog. And then the rest of the story explains how that all happened. We've got to get deeper than that. More complex texts would start comparing and contrasting the 2 dogs. Cause and effect. What caused the dog to bite the other dog? Sequence. I did one video showing you sequencing and chronological order. Text. So you've got to look for books that are more complex along this route. moving away from main idea and supporting details only to being organized in a more complex manner, comparing and contrasting, cause and effect, sequence, and chronological order. So, longer sentences, which means more words, and more organizational structure. That makes it more complex. Now, I'm going to go even deeper with you so you understand what complex text means even more. So, parents, I need you to learn 2 words today. Lexile Level. Why? Because the more complex the book or the text, the higher the Lexile level. The higher the complexity, the higher the Lexile level is. The more sentences, words, and deeper organizational structure, the higher the Lexile level. Ask your teacher, if the teacher says that your child is not reading on grade level, ask the teacher, what Lexile level book is my child able to read and understand? Or, what's the Lexile level expectation for my child? So if your child is a 3rd grader, and at the beginning of the year, the teacher is saying the child is reading below grade level, it means that your child is not able to read a book that is at 520 Lexile level. Maybe the child is only able to read a book that is at 190 Lexile level, which is 1st grade. So at the beginning of the year, a 1st grader's book is expected to be at 190 Lexile level. However, there are some children who are already at 500 Lexile, reading at that level, reading that complex of a text, reading and comprehending and understanding. And so, please pay close attention to this chart. Think about the grade that your child is in. My child is in 5th grade. Therefore, I expect that my child would be advancing from a Lexile level of 830 on up to 1010. My child is in 6th grade. I'm expecting throughout the year that my child is advancing from 925 to 1070 Lexile level books. But how do you know the Lexile levels? See, the teachers know the Lexile levels because the books they actually have using tells them the Lexile level. And a lot of them have students reading through different programs like MyOn and all of that, that actually tells the Lexile level. So I'm going to show you how to purchase books and check what the Lexile level is. But before I do that, I want to walk you over here to show you how to actually get books from the school library. I've been asking you to have your children reading more nonfiction texts, but just in case you're not able to purchase all of that, I want to let you know that they are available at the school. So the school library is organized in terms of the Dewey Decimal System. So the nonfiction books are labeled by numbers, and the numbers are on the spine of the book. Like this book is 534, which means that it came from the 500 section of the school library, and it falls in this category: pure science, chemistry, biology, math, physics. See? What is sound? We're moving into physics. What is sound? 534. So, if your child needs to find a book on business or agriculture or medicine, that child would go to the school library and look in the 600 section. If your child needs to get a fiction book in the library, your child needs to go to the section where there is F for fiction, so there'll be an F and the first 3 letters of the author's last name. F and the first three letters of the author's last name, or SC, which is story collection. So, as you guide your children into actually getting books from the school library, walk them through here so they understand what section they need to go to based on the genre of the book that they would like to get. So back to over here, remember, your books are complex, more complex based on the Lexile level. The higher the complexity of the text, the higher the Lexile level. Take a look at this chart. Look at the Lexile level first. Look at the grade. Look at the Lexile level. Ask your teachers tomorrow to tell you at what Lexile level is my child reading? At what Lexile level is my child reading? Please ask the teacher, at what Lexile level is my child reading and comprehending? And then you begin intervention from there. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to actually go online and find out the Lexile level of various texts. So parents, here is a website I need you to go to in order to determine what Lexile level that book is that you purchased for your child. It's called Lexile.com. Look at that red pointer, www.lexile.com. So I want you to go to that website. Then I want you to focus on this orange bar right here. Right here, it's called Lexile Tool. Follow my red pointer, Lexile Tool. Now I'm going to get Romel to click on Lexile Tool. Lexile Tool. Keeping my red bar right there. Now Romel is now going down to Lexile Find a Book. Lexile Find a Book. That's what Romel does in order to determine if the book he's getting is on his Lexile level. And Romel is in 7th grade. Romel would be looking for books within the 1120 Lexile. Now, when Romel was younger and wanted to read Cinderella, I would have Romel search for a Cinderella book at his Lexile level. And I would let him type in Cinderella right here and scroll down. But I'm going to pause for a moment. If your teacher or tells you what your child's Lexile level is, or if you already know the Lexile range, because I showed you on that chart earlier, you could input it here to search for a book, or what's your grade, all of that. So as you explore Lexile.com, you'll be able to use this to determine. Let me show you how Romel used this to get to a higher Lexile Cinderella text. Romel, go ahead and type in Cinderella. Right, so there it is, Cinderella. Now click search. Okay, so these books have Cinderella in, but scroll down, Romel. Scroll down, look at the Lexile level up here. This book is 570, this is 670, that's 4, okay. Okay, let's pause. Look here. Let us make this bigger. Okay, this Cinderella text has a Lexile level of 350, which means I would be giving this to my first grader. Because remember we said that at the beginning of the year, your first grader would be reading at 190 Lexile level. However, you're hoping that your child gets to 530 by the end of the year. So this 350 Lexile Level is the book that I would purchase for my first grader. Now over here is 260. I could still purchase it for my first grader. And over here is 740. 740, that's the beginning of fourth grade. So if my child is in fourth grade, I would purchase the book at this level. Now let's scroll down now. Same Cinderella book, different Lexile level. Now here, I want you to scroll up a bit. Scroll up a bit. I want the parents to pay attention right here. Scroll up, Romel. Scroll down. Okay, right here. AD, adult directed. Adult directed. You have to read it with your child. Adult directed. So let's go back. Another Cinderella book, AD 680. Lexile Level 680. Over here, the Cinderella book, AD 890. 890 is the Lexile Level. Over here is 520. So you get the idea. Now you understand that when you're going to purchase a book, you can actually search for the Lexile Level for that book by using www.lexile.com. Okay, parents? So now you know. So let's go back to that chart. Okay, so parents, don't forget, I hope you took all the information from this chart, because this tells you what Lexile level your child should be reading on. And remember, I just showed you how to use Lexile.com, enter the actual name of the book, the ISBN, search Cinderella, look at the complexities. Some were as low as 260, and then others were as high as over 790 Lexile level, which means it became more complex. Same Cinderella text. One is suited for first grade level, one is suited for fourth grade level. Choose the right books for your children. However, so I'm now going to, and of course we have the school library. That's for you to get the books from your school for free to use, to borrow. So here's the thing. Parents have been asking me to talk about our books that we're actually using. So Romel, I need you to hold that. We have the Turnkey Guide. The Turnkey Guide helps parents or schools or whoever uses this material to determine an intervention plan based on the issue. So in the Turnkey Guide, it tells you what the issue is and where to go to get the material within here to fix that. Then we have the complementary resources with a lot of activities to complement the ones that are shown in the text. Go ahead, Romel. Please hold that for me. Then we have the Reading Foundation Parent Guide and Student Workbook. Reading Foundation Parent Guide, Student Workbook. So if your child is working on phonics and phonemic awareness, that's letter sounds, units of sounds, this is the book that you'd be working on. Reading Foundation, Student Guide, Parent Guide. Next we have a very popular one, Blending and Segmenting. Romel, I think you could put that book down. So next, parents, we have the Blending and Segmenting full guide. Here it is for parents and students. So if your child is working on phonics and comprehension, this is the set you want. Next, we have the very popular Understanding Words. If you're working on grammar, parts of speech, and all of that. Understanding Words, vocabulary, and grammar. Next we have Comprehension intervention, we have been using this quite regularly in everything that we are presenting. So, those books are also in Spanish for parents whose first language is actually Spanish. Reading Foundation, Parent Guide and Workbook, and Blending and Segmenting. The instructions in these are in Spanish, but we still have English involved. But the instruction for parents whose first language is English is in here. Next, Understanding Words for the parents whose first language is Spanish. Comprehension intervention for you parents if your first language is Spanish. So again, parents, I'm hoping that you have benefited quite well from what we have shown. And also, we do listen to you. We do listen to you. You did ask us to talk about our books, and we saved that for the end. Now, what I'd like you to do is to share. Share this video. Go to the bottom of the video, hit share. Share this video with another parent who wants to understand how to purchase books on his or her child's reading level. Share this video and remember to subscribe so that as we send out our videos, they come directly to you. Okay?